Have you ever attempted to work with a student who will not consider, not even for a second, doing something that you are absolutely positive that they can do? Well, that is a fixed mindset, which is the opposite of a growth mindset. The transformative nature of being able to change that no to a yes is the connection between a growth mindset and classroom management, which makes it powerful. In class one day, I was introducing my students to mealworms and the transformations that would occur through metamorphosis while they were in our classroom. As I called up each small group to look at them, I could see that one sweet, sweet student that wore her heart on her sleeve was not at all comfortable. I let her hang back, and then I gave her an opportunity to come up more quietly on her own. She was still quite freaked out. Despite my complete respect for her discomfort, I knew that we were also going to observe the entire process of metamorphosis over the next few weeks. I wanted to give her one more gentle nudge. I dismissed the group to their desks and to quietly discuss with each other their thoughts on the mealworms. Knowing we had developed a close relationship, and with everyone else distracted, I asked her if she wanted to try one more time, just the two of us. I showed her the lid on the container was locked. I promised to hold the container on my lap with two hands so it couldn't open or fall, but there was no way. I let her know that if at any point in the next weeks she chose to change her mind, I would sit with her and we could look at them together. It never happened, but there's hope. That is just one example of the ways that a beautiful child shut herself down. I acknowledge that there may have been an actual prior trauma that may have made that an impossible task for her, but I also know that in other situations, she was held back simply by a fixed mindset. The good news is that I had the privilege of keeping my students for 2 years, and over those 2 years, I saw her really grow in her confidence as I continued to implement strategies for developing a growth mindset. This increased on-task behavior, learning, relationships with peers, confidence, and even her sense of humor. How's that for classroom management made easy? Okay, so what are the 10 reasons why growth mindset is important for students? So first of all, we've got enhanced student engagement. This leads to less classroom management as students become more engaged in the learning process. They start feeling valued, motivated, respected, and empowered. Then they take more ownership of their education. 2, improved behavior means less classroom management. Because the classroom climate has changed, the classroom becomes a happy place to be, and as a result, the classroom becomes a more respectful, cooperative community. Communication improves, conflict resolution becomes easier, and the children become more empathetic towards each other. 3, so growth mindset and learning students leave students feeling supported and motivated, so their academic achievement improves. Growth management strategies focus more on individualized learning, constructive feedback, and students setting realistic personal goals, which all lead to students doing better. Number 4, students actually develop a growth mindset of their own. As children see their academic ability improve through effort and practice, they develop their own and apply their growth mindset independently. Over time, this enables them to persevere through challenges and pursue ongoing improvement. 5, build positive classroom management structures as your student-teacher relationships improve. One of the top behavior management strategies is about building student-teacher relationship. So the connection between implementing a growth mindset and classroom management is evident. As students grow in their ability to trust, demonstrate respect, communicate openly, and create a more supportive and nurturing environment, they're going to appreciate the leader of the environment, you. 6, a reduction in disruptive behavior leads to a reduction in consequences. Growth management strategies include a more proactive approach to behavior than a reactive approach to behavior. By being proactive, you will be dealing with any underlying issues before they arise. 7, students become more self-aware and manage themselves. As students work in this environment, they are becoming more aware of their own strengths and weaknesses, and from there they can then determine their learning preferences. They can ask for help if and when they need it, and they begin the journey towards making ever more important choices about their own education. 8, intrinsic motivation helps this, it develops, sorry. This impact is one of my personal favorites. I love giving my kiddos treats, parties, and special surprises, but please, oh please, do not ask me to implement a classroom reward system. As students develop a genuine love for learning, they become more self-directed, and they are more motivated to be responsible for their own academic performance. So 9 is growth mindset classroom activities, building classroom management. So growth mindset strategies means a lot of working together time. Students work together a lot, share more ideas, and learn from each other. These are all essential skills for the real world. 10, becoming a lifelong learner. All of these benefits positively impact the students, not just while they are in your class, but for years to come. Still, as a lifelong learner myself, this last benefit excites me. Your students become adaptable, resilient, and confident with skills and attitudes to handle challenge and meet goals far beyond your classroom walls. Growth mindset and classroom management, all of those changes in your students will naturally have a positive impact on classroom management. Your classroom becomes a community, a place of hope, growth, healing, purpose, excitement, and relationship. If you haven't started yet, start tomorrow and you will feel the impact soon. You don't even have to implement all the strategies for your students to start benefiting right away. Implementing strategies step by step will help you to keep your sense of overwhelm at bay. Incorporating strategies is an ongoing process that will require patience for your students and yourself, everyone's flexibility, and everyone's ongoing growth. So how to implement a growth mindset to improve your classroom management? Well, I've got a few quick tips for getting started. First of all, believe in your students. This becomes your superpower. Also, focus on personal learning goals and effort rather than just the marks. Number 3 would be teach your students that mistakes are a part of learning. They are just opportunities for growth and improvement. Become comfortable with making mistakes yourself. If you heard that beep in the background, I'm just in my kitchen here. 4, give your students lots of opportunities to work and play together and expect appropriate behavior from them while they are working together. 5, teach and affirm self-regulation skills so they become persevering, resilient problem solvers. 6, model a growth mindset, and when you do that, you create a classroom climate where everyone feels safe to take risks, learn from mistakes, and actively participate. Embracing a growth mindset isn't just about helping your students. If a growth mindset does all of those amazing for your students, then it is doing them for you too. Let your own growth mindset shine and watch the magic happen with your classroom management. Thank you for joining me today in my kitchen, and I hope to see you again soon. In the meantime, please share a connection or goal that you like for building a growth mindset in your classroom. Please press like or subscribe so I can help as many teachers as possible. Visit me at my blog at engagingcuriosity.ca and check down below for my free classroom management checklist. Thank you for checking out this video on developing a growth mindset. Hope to see you soon. Bye now.